We all want free fertilizer, a way to turn our kitchen scraps into garden gold. But what if I told you that the way most people use common items like eggshells, banana peels, and coffee grounds might not be helping their garden at all? In fact, used incorrectly, they can sometimes cause more problems than they solve. It's a frustrating thought, isn't it? You're trying to do the right thing, to be sustainable and feed your soil, but you're not seeing the results. Well, that's about to change. Today, I'm going to show you the science-backed, right way to prepare and use these 3 kitchen staples. We'll go through each one, step by step, covering the do's, the don'ts, and the specific techniques that will unlock their nutrients and transform your garden into a thriving ecosystem. By the end of this, you'll have a clear roadmap to creating healthier plants and richer, more vibrant soil, all for free. Let's start with the most commonly misused garden amendment: eggshells. Let's bust a myth right away. The idea that you can just crush eggshells by hand and sprinkle them around your plants for a quick calcium boost is, unfortunately, false. Eggshells are made of calcium carbonate, a very tough material that takes years, sometimes even a decade, to break down in the soil. Those large pieces you see will just sit there, looking unsightly and providing virtually no nutritional benefit to your plants in the short or even medium term. For your plants to absorb the calcium, it needs to be available on a microbial level. So, here's the right way to do it. First, collect your eggshells and give them a good rinse to remove any remaining egg white, which can attract pests. Next, you need to dry them completely. You can let them air dry for a few days, or for a faster method, bake them in the oven at a low temperature, around 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 95 Celsius, for about 10-15 minutes until they are brittle. This step also sterilizes them. Now for the most crucial part: pulverize them. You need to grind them into an ultra-fine powder, something with the consistency of flour or fine sand. A coffee grinder, spice grinder, or a powerful blender works best. A mortar and pestle can work too, but it requires a lot of effort to get the powder fine enough. This dramatically increases the surface area, allowing soil microbes to get to work breaking it down and making that precious calcium available to your plants. Why is this calcium so important? It's essential for building strong cell walls in plants. A calcium deficiency is the primary cause of a common and frustrating problem called blossom end rot, which you often see on tomatoes, peppers, and squash. It creates those sunken, black, leathery spots on the bottom of the fruit. By providing available calcium, your plants can build strong, healthy fruit from the very beginning. For application, the best time is when you're transplanting. Mix 1 to 2 tablespoons of your fine eggshell powder directly into the planting hole for each plant. This puts the calcium right where the roots will grow. If your plants are already established, you can top dress them mid-season. Just sprinkle a tablespoon or 2 in a ring around the base of the plant, and gently work it into the top inch of soil, then water it in. This ensures the microbes can start their work. Next up, banana peels. These are famous in the gardening world for being packed with potassium, a vital nutrient that plays a huge role in everything from water regulation to activating enzymes. For fruiting plants, potassium is the key to developing large, flavorful fruits and strong, sturdy stems that can support their weight. But just like with eggshells, there's a common myth we need to address. Burying whole or large pieces of banana peel directly in your garden is not a good idea. First, it's an open invitation for pests. Raccoons, opossums, rodents, and insects will be drawn to the sweet, decaying fruit. Second, the decomposition process for a whole peel is very slow, and as it breaks down, it can temporarily rob the soil of nitrogen, which your plants need for leafy growth. This is called nitrogen immobilization, and it can stunt your plants while the microbes work to break down the peel. The solution, once again, is to increase the surface area. The first method is to chop the peels into very small 1-inch squares or even smaller. You can then bury these tiny pieces a few inches deep around the base of your plants. A more effective and faster-acting method is to create a banana peel tea or slurry. Take a few peels, chop them up, and toss them in a blender with some water. Blend until you have a smooth, pourable liquid. This method makes the potassium and other trace minerals like magnesium and phosphorus almost immediately available to your plant's roots. Use this banana peel tea every 2 to 3 weeks during the growing season. Pour it directly onto the soil around the base of your heavy-feeding fruiting crops. It's especially beneficial for tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, squash, and even roses, which are known to love potassium. This will encourage more blossoms and healthier, more abundant fruit. Finally, let's talk about used coffee grounds. These are a fantastic source of organic matter. They improve soil structure, help retain moisture, and most importantly, they are a superfood for the beneficial microbes in your soil. They contain a small amount of nitrogen, about 2%, which is released slowly as they decompose. But there's a critical mistake many gardeners make. Never, ever dump a thick layer of coffee grounds on top of your soil. When coffee grounds dry, the fine particles lock together and form a dense, water-repellent crust. It becomes like a hydrophobic brick, preventing water and air from reaching the soil and your plant's roots beneath. Instead of helping, you'll end up suffocating your soil. The correct way to use coffee grounds is to think of them as a seasoning, not a main course. Always apply them in a very thin, light sprinkle, like you're dusting a cake with powdered sugar. Then, gently rake or mix them into the top inch or two of your soil. This prevents them from compacting and allows them to integrate properly. A little goes a long way. This method is particularly great for nitrogen-loving plants like leafy greens. Lettuce, spinach, and kale will thank you for it. And here's a bonus benefit. Earthworms are crazy about coffee grounds. When you mix them into your soil, you're not just feeding microbes, you're also attracting earthworms. As they feast on the grounds, they tunnel through the soil, creating channels that improve aeration and drainage. Their castings are one of the most valuable natural fertilizers you can get. So, more coffee grounds means more worms, and more worms means healthier, more alive soil. So let's quickly recap. We've learned that powdered eggshells provide slow-release calcium to prevent blossom end rot. Banana peel tea or slurry delivers a fast-acting potassium boost for better fruiting and stronger stems, and lightly incorporated coffee grounds feed your soil microbes, improve soil structure, and attract earthworms. Each of these is a powerful tool on its own when used correctly. But, what if you want to combine their power and create the ultimate soil amendment? That brings us to the single best way to use all of these kitchen scraps: composting. While direct application has its place, your compost pile is the perfect environment to break down these materials safely and efficiently, combining them into a balanced, nutrient-rich super fertilizer. In a hot compost pile, the process is supercharged. The high temperatures accelerate decomposition far faster than in the soil. The eggshells, even if not perfectly powdered, will break down more quickly. The banana peels will decompose without attracting pests, and the coffee grounds act as a green, or nitrogen material, balancing out brown materials like dried leaves and feeding the thermophilic bacteria that drive the composting process. After a few months, you're left with dark, crumbly, sweet-smelling, finished compost. This black gold is a complete soil conditioner. It contains a balanced buffet of macro and micronutrients from all your kitchen scraps, plus a thriving population of beneficial microbes. You can use it everywhere. Mix it into new potting soil, top-dress your vegetable beds, or use it to enrich the soil around trees and shrubs. It's the ultimate expression of turning waste into wealth for your garden. So next time you crack an egg, peel a banana, or brew a pot of coffee, don't see it as trash. See it as an opportunity. You now have the knowledge to process these scraps the right way, turning them into powerful, free amendments that will feed your soil, nourish your plants, and lead to your most successful garden yet. If you found this guide helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Soil Story for more easy gardening hacks that actually work. We're all about building better soil for a better garden. And don't forget to share this with a fellow gardener who loves a good DIY fertilizer. Happy gardening!